Hey everyone, I've been working on this bright journal again. I couldn't decide on my last video whether I was going to, make a single writing journal or Jill suggested, because I'm like, is this too thick? And she's like, well, add a spine. Why didn't I think of that? Yes, add a spine because I was saying I didn't want to lose my cover. So that's what I've done. I've added a spine. I'm going to do it on some of them. Some of them I'm going to leave as writing spots. But I've added a spine. I've sewed on some buttons. And I did Mod Podge the front. I know some people hate that. It does not feel sticky. But according to my friend Laura, who always likes to tell me how things work, if this is in warm temperatures, it will get sticky again. So, but I liked it, so I use it. And it's cheaper than matte medium. I know that matte medium doesn't, she says, doesn't leave sticky. But anyway, that's what I chose to use, and I'm going to stick by that. So this, I think, is what's going to be the cover. I haven't made up my mind. I need to finish this because I want to do some crazy sewing. And then, you can tell my kids, they eat a lot of Funyuns, don't they? I sewed the buttons through this. I'm going to glue on a bubble mailer. And then I'm going to cover the bubble mailer. After I sew on these, I'm going to put down the bubble mailer. Then I'm going to use this very bright fabric, I think. But I think that I'm going to do, of course, a hidden spine now. So I'm going to attach my signatures to this. Anyway, I'm just rambling. None of that has anything to do with today's video. This turned out to be so complicated, meaning like layer after layer after layer. I figure there is no one in the world going to want to see how to make it. So I don't know why I felt like I wanted to share with you what I was doing. Probably none of that will work, and it won't matter anyway. But since I was doing that, I started working on some things for the pages because I like to do, before I sew my signatures in, I like to do some stuff, especially if it's sewing or things like that. I like to do it before I sew in my signature. Really, the only thing I don't normally do is a pocket, and some pockets I do before, some I wait. It just depends on the size of the pocket because I don't want to get it down in that where I'm sewing it. And again, I don't know why I'm telling you all this. This has nothing to do with what I'm doing today. Look what I'm making. Okay, so these are page edges. I started out to make just wild color snippets, and all of that led to the paint sample page edges. But I know they look crazy, but seriously, aren't they going to look cool on the sides of these bright journals? I mean, they're just, what do you guys call that whenever it's a hodgepodge? Just eclectic or something that sounds like I'm not crazy and I can't remember the word. So I had mentioned in another video that I got this paint sampler at the secondhand store for $2. And it has so many in it. I mean, I've used and used out of this thing, and you wouldn't know it, but look, I have used quite a few because it was really tight. You couldn't get them out. So I just pulled out a whole bunch of bright colors. I did some orange and yellow, some pink. I think I have a turquoise somewhere. Yeah, I do. And I'm going to make one or two or whatever of these. And what I did was I took a crazy stamp. This is the one I was going to use the other day, and I said it was too tall. But any kind of stamp will work. A funny stamp or no stamp. I mean, again, it's kind of slickery. So I used Stays On. And then I just tore on each side of my image. And I thought if, you were absolutely bored, maybe I could show you how I did it. I mean, I think you can tell how I did it. I just stuck a bunch of things to it, and that's what happened. But upon doing it, I used some washi, and I used the Art by Marlene, the Golden Oldie book, and I think that I got this off of Amazon. I don't know. It's been so many years. I'll have to look and see. If it is, I will. If it was from Amazon, I'll try to link it. Um, but I honestly don't know. But it's Essentials by Marlene. And it's just a bunch of different quirky, bright things. So I decided to put some of those on there. And I had magazine page, and I just done some colorful stamping. You know, normally I use blacks and browns, and so I took some of these, any colors, doesn't matter, and just did random stamping. That's so light, you can't really see that one. Let's do something else. Got some of this lipstick. Wonder what it looks like. No, not terrible. And just did some stamping, and I just took different colors, and I even, you know, used some things that I normally love to use on my vintage things, and I just did it with the bright colors instead. But wouldn't this, I mean, you know, I always say I watch a lot of different people. I really do. I watch people that their niche is shabby chic. I watch people that are bright like this. I watch all kinds, because I always remember that I don't have to use the same kind of things. I can make it my own way. And I think that's what I always like to remind everybody, because even though I may do things that you think, well, that's not really my style, it doesn't have to be. I mean, change it to your style. I think these paint samples will be neat, and I'm sure I'll probably do it at some point. If I took some of the brown ones and maybe stamped some of the Tim Holtz things, like maybe that aviator guy or something like that, and then put some of the little people on it, and maybe some tea-dyed cheesecloth, and just different things to grunge it up. So like I said, I used one of these, and I had already stamped this one, so I'm just gonna go with this one. And of course, I couldn't stand this edge, so I took my scissors and roughed it up. And I don't really worry about this other edge, because so far it hasn't really shown that much. I did rough up this one because it did show, but this one I had stuff on it, so I didn't worry about it. But I am going to rough this one up, and then I'm just going to use some of my bright color inks, maybe some red, and I don't know, just run it across there just to give it some color, you know. And like I said, these are kind of slickery, so where I got it there, it's probably it'll stay where I did the roughing up, but it might, like that'll probably rub off. And then I just took some filler, I like to call it, these things, book page and different things, and just laid them down. And I also, you know, who knows, maybe when I get ready to put this in a book, I'll have to trim it down. I don't know. I've made this one kind of big. I mean, I've made them kind of big, so it's very possible that I'll have to trim a little bit. I like this puff guy, but he seems a little big, doesn't he? And then I had some of this from our scrappy, you know, our scraps we made. I made some bright colored scraps, so I thought, put that there somewhere. Maybe this, since it's colorful, I will put some black stamp on it. In my head, this all makes sense, but I don't really think it does. Again, with my stays on. And I think I'm going to put some on this, too. Just because I don't know why. Might kind of made it look messy, not like it really went with anything. That was probably dumb, but oh well. We're just going to keep going. It's supposed to be like script writing, but I don't know. It just kind of looks like a mess. So I'm just going to, I don't know, do something like that. I'm going to put this. Now, this is art by Marlene Washi Tape, too, that I can't find the end of. Oh, there it is. Nope. Yep. That's it. I used to have a couple of them. I think I used the other one, all of the other one, but I just love it. It's so bright and cheerful. I know I always do grungy things, but there are times I like bright things. So I pulled out some different colored washies, just things that probably really don't make much sense, but I think that's what I was going for. Shoot. You know what? I meant to write down this. I always tell you this. I meant to. That's okay. I'll do it next time. One of the wonderful friends on YouTube gave me a poem that she says when she loses things, and I loved it. And because I can't tell you how many times today I said in my last video I had lost something and God helped me find it, and I believed it was a miracle because seriously, if you could see my craft room floor, you would believe it was a miracle too. But she says she did the same thing. Oh my goodness. And one viewer lost her, oh gosh, I hate telling this stuff without writing it down very well. A very important ring. I'll put it like that because I can't remember what kind of a ring, like if it was an engagement ring. Not that it matters for the story, but anyway, she had looked and looked and looked everywhere for it. It was an heirloom, I think, of some kind. And she prayed about it and found it in the middle, like in a doorway, the way I remember the story, in a doorway of her, a bedroom or something like that, somewhere that I'm sure she had probably been a million times. And there it was. Answered prayers. I love it. Okay. I know this doesn't make any sense what I'm doing here, but that's okay. Really, it's not going to matter. It's just fun. And you can't even see it, so it doesn't matter anyway, does it? I meant to stamp luggage there, which I did, but you just can't see it very good. All right, so I'm needing something on the side. And I really think, and if you don't have a sewing machine, you can do the faux stitches, you can do the stamps, but I like the stitching on this one, and I am going to stitch on this one. I was going to try to find another art by Marlene to maybe stick on the side. Ooh, this might just be the ticket. Well, and I tore it. For Pete's sake. Well, I tore that one too. Look at there. Tore that one too. That's okay. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm still putting it there. But this is the one I tore. But she looks like she has a balloon in that hand. I could tear that off and make a balloon in that hand. Let's do that. And then we'll keep these little things for a different one. Okay. Can't believe I put my thing back in my glue. I never do that. I'm always losing it. Actually, she's got a drink in this hand, so maybe I should leave her drink and just do the balloon out here. No, I'll put it right here because it'll lay on the page, and I think that'll look good. Although I think the drink was cute. Maybe she's holding the drink and the balloon. She's a real party animal. We'll do it. We'll do it kind of like this. Yeah, that don't look right. Okay, leaving it like that. And then I'm doing this. I think I need to move that down since I've tore that where it kind of like that. And then I'm going to sew on that. And I know right now it looks really not the best, doesn't it? Maybe I need some kind of a... Oh, I know. What about this stuff? Put a piece of that. Just random. Don't think about it. Just grab stuff off your desk and put it down. And you're going to be like, oh my goodness, that looks really good. Or not. I don't know. That's what I'm trying to do. See what's on my desk here. Okay, here's some kind of a sticker. Well, it's got my address on it, so that must have been something on the mail side of things. Maybe some kind of package. But this would look kind of good just stuck on there, wouldn't it? Yep, gonna do that. Do I want it up there or down here? Down here. I want it down here. All right. So, I like that. I know it looks ridiculous, but I like it. So, that's one of them. I wanted to make one that was turquoise or a pink one. We need a pink one too. Let's do some other kind of... Maybe you don't have any stamps. Maybe you just have stickers. Stickers would look good. The bad thing is on Stays On, I only have black, brown, and dark brown. I don't have any colored Stays Ons. But you could sew on buttons. You could do so many things with this. Just anything. Threads. I need to put some threads on here, don't I? I will do that. I have that black thread that isn't good for anything else. Of course, I said I was going to make this bright, and then I'm stuck trying to stick everything dark on it. You could do ribbons. Ooh, there's a piece of sari silk. We could bunch that up at the top. That would look good too. We're going to do that too. Let me sew this one real quick, and I'll be right back. So what do you think of her? We got a little bit of everything here. Do you think she's a hot mess? I love it. I think it's going to look great on the page. I do. I like it. I hope you do. I thought real quick I could make one more, and I'll make it really fast. I'll speed it really fast. I won't even talk. I'll just stamp and we'll make something really quick. I said I wasn't going to talk, but look, I did it upside down. Wow, what a mess. Well, I'm going to tear that off. And maybe at one time I will use it for something. Nope, I'm going to use it right now. Watch this. What do you think of her? Did she turn out good or no? I didn't do a stamping. I used this gal. Don't hate me because I'm beautiful. Can't even tell it's upside down now. I love it. Let's see how it's going to look. Probably too long, but not bad. Might have to take a little off the top or the bottom, but look, not really. I mean, it's really not that bad. I leave stuff hanging out everywhere, so I think it's going to be okay. What do you think of this, guys? Do you think I don't know. I wanted to use my paint samples. I wanted to do something fun and whimsical and bright with them. I thought I made another one. I can't find it. Imagine it. So do you think, would you make these? Would it be something that you would do, or you think Not so much. Oh, here's my other one. Here she is. Or do you just think not so much? I mean, if you fit it to your style, if you did, you know, like if you'd rather have grungy or, and just throw everything on it. I mean, just throw caution to the wind and put everything you got on there. I think the more, the better. I hope you like this, guys. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.